Howdy friends and family, thank you so much for joining me. This is day 17 in the series I'm doing called In the Midst, and we are in part 4 looking at love right now, the definition from 1 Corinthians 13, and we have gone through love is patient and kind, and it does not envy. And so last time we were looking at contentment, and today we are starting to look at humility. Now the next two phrases in this definition are it does not boast and it is not proud, and so we're combining those two because they're rather similar, but their antithesis, their opposite, is humility. So the first thing we need to do is make some distinctions about these two words. The first is that both boasting and pride come from this sense of elevated self, this looking at yourself as better than others, and so pride is the feeling, that inner part to it, whereas boasting is that outward action, where you may feel pride, but then that pride causes you to boast. And so that's the first distinction, is that pride is the inner part and boasting is the action that comes from that. The second distinction is that pride in English does not always mean a bad thing. Pride, the word in Greek is phusiao, and this word in the Bible is used to mean bearing oneself loftily, being puffed up or proud. So it's this idea of being superior to those around you. And in English, it can also have this meaning of superiority, but the word pride can also be a self-respect, a proper self-respect, or even saying like you're much pleased. So like when a parent looks at a child who's done something great and says, I'm so proud of you. We have this, there is a good pride from the English definition, but the pride in the Bible is talking about this superiority, thinking you're better than others. It's not talking about having that healthy self-respect, that healthy happiness with what you've done. And so we're going to turn to 1 Corinthians 12 again, which we read the other day when we were talking about contentment, because it starts by telling us that what we have, our skills, are valuable. Each person is valuable. It was saying, don't put yourself below others. You're valuable too. But the second part of it says, well, you're not inferior. You're also not superior. And so 1 Corinthians 12, 20 through 21 says, as it is, there are many parts but one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you. Or again, the head can't say to the feet, I don't need you. So we are not inferior to people. That's why we can be content with the skills God has given us. But we aren't superior to people either. We shouldn't look at ourselves and say that we aren't needed, but we also can't look at others and say they aren't needed. Each of us is important to this puzzle that God has created, this body of Christ that we are in. And this is in relation to people. We'll look at humility in God next time. But when it comes to people, we are not superior. This is why we can't have this bad pride, because this bad pride sets us as greater than those around us. And this is not true. We are on a level playing field with the humans, the people around us, because we have all sinned and we all fall short of the glory of God, but we are all forgiven freely by the grace of God. And so we are to have humility, not looking at ourselves as superior, but valuing the skills that each person brings to the table, because just as the skills you bring are valuable, so the skills of the person next to you are valuable as well. So have humility. Look at others and realize that everyone brings something valuable. You are not inferior, but you're also not superior. We are at this level playing field. We are all valuable. If you're looking for a verse to memorize, we're still working on 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8a. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.